need to get corona tested, but it's kind of noisy here, so let's go somewhere quieter. I need a test. Why? Because I'm sick? Well, I can't answer that. I haven't had the test yet. For all I know, I could be sick, and we will find out. Granted, I don't think I am. Very, very, very few of us are here in Korea. So how did this happen? Why am I getting tested? Well, it's because I'm a foreigner who is employed in the province of Gyeonggi-do, South Korea. Those three things have melded together to form the reason, and the only reason, why I need to get this test. So how did this happen? Why me? Well, as a kind of history lesson for this, in Dongducheon and Namyangju, two cities a hell of a lot farther north than Oiwang here, they had some factory outbreaks. 150 people total at two different factories. And so this set off the alarm bells in the administration of the Gyeonggi provincial government. And now they are ordering all employed, like I said, foreigners in the province to undergo a mandatory corona test by the 22nd of this month. That is Monday. So it's the 16th today, it's Tuesday. 6 more days, so I'm going tomorrow. Now why? Why are they doing this? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people getting tested. There's 400,000 foreigners in the province. The numbers said something about 85,000. It's not that low. That's just factory workers. It's much higher than that. I'm not going to say how high, but if that's just factory workers, then the amount of employed foreigners out of 400,000 in the province is much higher than that. And so, when you test an amount of people like that, and the only thing they have in common is the province in which they live, which is 100 kilometers by 100 kilometers. It encapsulates the Seoul region around the city of Seoul. And the only thing we have in common is that we're foreign, not Korean essentially, and that we're employed. It does set off some bells in people's heads. What's the reason? The entire premise of contact tracing, is that you take somewhere that has a lot of cases at a workplace or a restaurant per se, and then you test the people that have been in contact with them, hence the contact tracing. So when you arbitrarily decide to test every foreigner in a district, especially one as big as a province, it leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, including mine, and that's why I'm making this video. It's racial discrimination. There are degrees of that. I'm not going to say that I'm oppressed. I'm not going to say that this is inherently, blatantly racist. But it is discrimination based on race, because Koreans are basically their own racial group. And with citizenship the way it is here, 99.99% of Koreans, citizens, are of Korean descent. That's just how that works. So when you say non-Koreans here, there is an ethnicity-based thing to that. Again, I'm not going to scream racism, I'm not going to say I'm oppressed, but it is discrimination, and I don't like it, and I will speak out about this. And so this administrative order went into effect on the 8th of March. So it's been over a week already, and the organization or disorganization of this entire endeavor just calls into question what the hell they were thinking, putting this into effect in the first place. There's lines in Bucheon, 800 people long, and they're all 1 foot of each other. I'll show you some pictures. But this is what happens when you take thousands of people who don't inherently need a test and you stick them together. You're sticking them together with the people who do need tests, which A, makes it less efficient, and B, it exposes these people who wouldn't have otherwise needed one to people who do need one and therefore are highly likely to have the virus. So you're trying to solve a problem of foreigner infection by, over the longer term or medium term, infecting more foreigners than would have otherwise been with the virus. This is a problem that is being solved that is now creating the problem it was attempting to solve in the first place, and it makes absolutely no sense. And today, I got the best news I probably could have gotten given what's happening. There were 120,000 tests on foreigners so far in this little initiative, and 120 tested positive. 120. That's 0.1%, which is not nothing. But you could take any random group of people of over, let's say, 1,000 people here, and test, and you'd get one person who would have the virus in their body, because we all know some are asymptomatic. Maybe someone's covering it up. They didn't want to get tested. They didn't submit themselves to the test because they were ashamed, or they didn't, whatever their reasons were. It's absurd. 120,000 people tested and 120 people positive. You could take everyone in Korea, Korean foreigner alike, who was born on the 11th of the month, test them, and you'd get positive hits. Is that a worthwhile way of spending your money as a taxpayer and as a government who then uses those tax dollars? I'd say no. I'd stick with the contact tracing, but what do I know? So, whose idea is this? Whose grand scheme, harebrained idea? Top 3 people who are in succession and going to run to be president once Moon Jae-in finishes his term next year. Guess what? Word on the street is he's a populist. So who better to blame than little old me and little old Sanjit, the factory worker from Namyangju, toiling away, making his stuff, me teaching English at my school. What better way to conjure up fears of who's to blame for this virus? The vaccine rollout is not going very well. People are kind of pissed. The government decided to wait to buy them to see what would happen. Then there were none left to buy. Now people are pissed because every other country is starting to roll out much, much quicker than we are here. We gotta wear our masks still. We're caught up in quarantines and we're not under house arrest or anything, but it's still fairly stressful and people are mad. This is an initiative to take the heat off of the failed vaccination rollout. Do I know that for a fact? No, but it's either racial discrimination or to cover your ass. You can pick one. So, what am I doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing and what you can do. Now, let me get this straight. I'm no revolutionary. I'm not going to be the one picketing in Gwanghwamun, A, because that's illegal, and B, because it's far away, and C, won't do anything. And I'm not a union organizer. I'm not a labor organizer of fucking foreigners. But what I have done is, I've made this video first. Is that something? Maybe. Is it nothing? No. Start your car, bro. Get on with it. So, next, I got in touch with BBC and BuzzFeed and the Globe and Mail, which is Canada's national newspaper, and I sent them an article from a Korean newspaper just explaining to them what was going on in the hopes that they would pick it up and run with it. I also invited a reporter from the Korea Times to a group chat I have, and we talked to her about the frustrations, because she actually reached out online first and asked people, what are your experiences with this? And so she came in, we aired our grievances. She didn't directly quote any of us, but we did provide color to the story that she wrote later. So that's kind of cool. I've done the Blue House petition, which is the President's House. There's also a petition for the Citizens' Rights Bureau of the government here in Korea. I've signed that. And I am going to get my test. And why? Because A, like I said, I'm not fucking Che Guevara. I disagree with it, but I'm not an idiot. Even if I fundamentally agreed with disobeying the order, it would cost me 3 million won. That's the fine for not going. Also, if you don't go, and then you spread the virus around later, you pay for the costs of everyone else who gets sick. So, as principled as I may want to be, and as principled as I may imagine I am in this brave world that I live in, that's not happening. It's 3 million won right off the bat, and then potentially, well, sky's the limit, right? If I got 20 people sick, and who knows how far they spread that out. If I get 4 people sick and they make 80 people sick, how many layers of this spread am I going to be fined? This could be potentially millions of dollars in damages that I'm on the hook for. It ain't happening. But I do have a test tomorrow, corona test, and I do have one more thing. So let's go home and I'll show you. So the problem is that I ordered it and I have a package at the door. They're both here. Okay, good. So it's definitely here then, because it's one of these 2 packages. So I know this isn't the right package, but I'm going to open it and show it anyway. He's not a sponsor, but I'm going to give him a shout out anyway. You're very fortunate that this arrived the same day as my other thing that is for the video. So big shout out to Barefoot Gardens. It's my buddy Ryan in Suwon. He has a farm and he makes some really, really killer stuff. And so he made some hot sauce. He grows all his own peppers. He's got Carolina Reaper peppers. He's got habaneros, Scotch bonnet, all the peppers. So I'll put the name here. And this is some beautiful homemade stuff. One of them uses preserved limes. He packed them in salt for a year, and then he used them in the hot sauce here, and I can't wait to try this stuff. It's so good. So go to his Facebook page, check out his pictures. His farm's great. He makes great stuff. Buy his hot sauce. Oh lordy, here it is. So Misty Rose Korea is a company that will make custom shirts. And I got one made, 20,000 won. And you're gonna call me a drama queen, and I'm making a big stink. Fuck you. This is how I'm showing my distaste for this. I'm not gonna be throwing Molotovs at fucking police cars, okay? So this is what I'm doing. So this shirt, oh, it's big, but it's better than too small. I don't wanna be that fat wag in a tight shirt who's like, oh. So this basically says, I am getting this test under protest. I am not a plague rat. Anyone can get the virus. So I will be wearing this tomorrow to the testing center. And no, this is not against the people who at the test center. They're putting their lives on the line every day. They're doing miracle work for everyone. This is not about them. I'm going to get all these people. I'm already, Kevin's a drama queen. We're a controversy. Fuck you. They're doing miracles. They keep us safe at night. They're the ones who test to see if anyone's sick. They're heroes in my eyes. This is not about them. This is about the government that's making me do this. So, shut the fuck up in advance. All you drama queens and idiots out there. So, that's it for now. I really have nothing else to say. Until tomorrow, I will be going to the testing facility and I will take the camera with me. Again, I'm not a monster. I'm not gonna like fucking swab my nose, bro, and like have my camera out. So you're not gonna see me inside. I may take a few videos in line. I'll have to see what happens when we get there. But I'm not gonna demand that I live stream my corona test. That's not happening because I'm not a dick. So I'm gonna eat dinner and maybe I'll give this a wash. And I will see you tomorrow. Me again. I'm at the bus stop. It's noisy. I'm on the main street here. There's the bus stop. I'm going to the Bogonso. That's the community health center. It's the legally mandated place I have to get the test. There's 2 of them in my city. So we're going to go there and we'll check out the line. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Wish me luck. I'm here. It looks really quiet. I'm gonna go in and get tested. I don't know how much you'll see from here on in. Like I said yesterday, I don't want to be an asshole. I'm not like exposing anything here. It's a fucking normal health check center. But I do have my shirt and I will see you afterwards. And so I'm finished. I know a lot of you are watching this video. You want like these massive lines and you want me going in there with this shirt like rah rah rights of the Waygook. It's not happening. A, because that's not the video I want to make. B, that's not because that's how I feel about this situation at the testing center. Again, this is not the testing center that's the problem. It's the decisions that has led me to need to come here. And C, Jesus Christ, I'm very lucky. And I want to get into that now. I'm lucky because that took all of fucking 4 minutes. Got in, there's 0 people there. They didn't even ID me, which is, I guess, another issue. They probably should have. You know, write your shit on a form, hand it in, get the test, and I'm done. So, and why am I lucky? Well, I'm lucky because I'm not a factory worker here in Korea who won't be allowed to take the afternoon off like I have been. And they need to come on a Saturday or on a Sunday because that's their day off. These factory workers, they make the same amount of money I do, and they, sorry, I'm getting looked at, and they make the same amount of money I do. They got way shittier housing. They work 33% more hours. A lot of them, well, not even that. They work an extra day in the week. A lot of them only get Sunday off. And you know, now they're being told by their boss, fuck you, you can't have time off, you work for me. So then they have to go in, so they have to go in on Sunday. And that's what leads to these lines of 900, people, 2 p.m. on a Sunday, which is A, takes a hell of a long time to get through, B, puts a lot of people together in one spot, and C, is just a miserable experience. I mean, no one wants to be put through that. It's simply not effective. So again, I'm very fortunate working at a school, especially a public school. A lot of Hagwon private school teachers, they may not necessarily get time off from their boss. So as much as this is more of a protest against the decisions that led me here, yeah, I know you wanted to see me rail against the system maybe now, but I can't. For many reasons. I told you yesterday that these people are heroes. They're here every day standing outside in the sun, testing people who might be sick. They're getting tested at least 3 times a week, at least, because they're the most susceptible people in the country to get it, even with all their gear on, which they have a lot. But yeah, so I'm going to go home, and if I have any more thoughts, I will tell you. It's a beautiful day. Decided to walk home. Something has come up, actually. I shared a picture of my shirt on a few social media pages on Facebook yesterday. Had a couple of people actually tell me they wanted to buy a copy of it. Not from me, I didn't make it, but I sent them the links, appropriate links. They're going to wear it whenever they're going. But in bigger news, my shirt made the front page of the national newspaper, the Korea Jungang Daily. So, yeah, there's that, which is fucking terrifying in a way. It just says, a photo uploaded in a Facebook group for the foreign community in Korea on Tuesday. Part of the message reads, "Foreigners are not infected plague rats." So, that's fun. I don't know what happens now. I don't. It leaves me anonymous, thank fuck. I mean, I can't imagine I get in trouble for it, but I don't need that. So, yeah, updates as they come.